for the start of the meeting with the Chief Chaplain, John Long, Jr.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning. What a beautiful day it is. Well, you know, this time of season, we have to prepare ourselves for the Christmas, but we also have to prepare our hearts for what's to come. So today is the second Sunday of the Advent season. Last week we talked about love, so this week's message is about faith. So as we celebrate the birth of Jesus and ready ourselves for his second coming, it is a beautiful chance to reflect on the ways of prophecies have been fulfilled and to ponder what promises we have in store for us in the future. In Psalms 46:10 through 11 it says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress." So this week we pause and remember who God is and what he has done for us. When our lives are hurried, we only have the chance to focus on our to-do list. Making space for our schedules for prayer and meditation helps us to better see God at work in our lives and in the world. As we prepare our hearts for the celebration of Jesus' arrival as a gift of all humanity, let us stir up in our hearts and homes a sense of anticipation. May God's Spirit transform the days leading up to Christmas into a time of holy anticipation, preparing our hearts as we faithfully wait the chance to celebrate the coming of our King. The second Sunday symbolism is the word Advent, which comes from the Latin word adventus, which means coming. Advent in the 4th and 5th century was a time of preparation for the baptism of new Christians. Christians would spend 40 days in prayer and fasting to prepare for the celebration that accompanied the baptism of new believers. Over time, Advent was connected with the coming of Christ. Originally, Christians used this term to reference Christ's second coming, but by the Middle Ages, Advent was connected to Christ's first coming that we celebrate at Christmas. Today, we celebrate Advent over 4 weeks leading up to Christmas each year. The Advent season is an invitation to set our mind off of the stresses of the year. We can take our focus off of the crazy hustle of the season and the sadness that could accompany the different ways some of us may be choosing to observe the holiday season this year. Even when things feel chaotic, we can find peace in Jesus. Advent is a chance to focus our thoughts on the gift God has given us in his Son Jesus, who stepped down from heaven and took the form of a man so that we might believe. The tradition for the second Sunday of Advent includes lighting the second purple candle, which is a symbol of faith. This second Sunday of Advent, we read, pray, and reflect on the hope God's plan gives us, foretold by the prophets and fulfilled by the life and death of Christ. And we meditate on the promise of Christ's coming, glorified return. In Isaiah 40:1 through 5, it says, "Comfort, comfort my people, says your God. Speak tenderly to Jerusalem and proclaim to her that her hard service has been completed, that her sin has been paid for, that she has received from the Lord's hand double of all her sins. A voice of one calling in the wilderness, prepare the way for the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be raised up, every mountain and hill made low. The rough ground shall become level, the rugged places a plain. And the glory of the Lord will be revealed, and all the people will see it together. For the mouth of the Lord has spoken." Isaiah 49 through 11 says, "You who bring good news to Zion, go up on the high mountain. You who bring good news to Jerusalem, lift up your voice with a shout. Lift it up. Do not be afraid. Say to the towns of Judah, here is your God. See, the sovereign Lord comes with power, and he rules with a mighty arm. See, his reward is with him, and his recompense accompanies him. He tends his flock like a shepherd. He gathers the lambs in his arms and carries them close to his heart. He gently leads those who are young." And in 2 Peter 3:8 through 14, it says, "But do not forget this one thing, dear friends. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day. The Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come like a thief. The heavens will disappear in a roar. The elements will be destroyed by fire, and the earth and everything done in it will be laid bare. Since everything will be destroyed in this way, what kind of people ought you to be? You ought to live holy and godly lives as you look forward to the day of God and speed its coming. That day will bring about the destruction of the heavens by fire, and the elements will melt in the heat. But in keeping with his promise, we are looking forward to a new heaven and a new earth, where righteousness dwells. So then, dear friends, since you are looking forward to this, make every effort to be found spotless, blameless, and at peace with him." Please join me in prayer. Father, prepare our hearts to celebrate your birth joyfully. We thank you for your faithfully doing what you promised long ago when you sent your Son to earth so that we might have the chance to become part of your family. Let the promise of your second coming inspire us to live with hope and purpose. As we wait for your plan to unfold, give us the patience we need. Remind us of your peace. When we take time to still ourselves before you and remember you are God, we thank you for that you are both sovereign and gracious. Father, we still continue to pray for those we listed yesterday, Father. Continue to be with those who aren't here, who are dealing with health issues. Father, continue to be in our presence today as we do the business of the Maryland State Firefighters Association. Give us the wisdom and knowledge and guidance we need to do what is correct and right. Father, be with our first responders as they answer the calls. Protect and guide them and bring them home safely. Be with their families. Still their hearts in anticipation of a loved one coming home. Father, we ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
As we prepare for the Pledge of Allegiance this morning, just give it a little extra gusto as we remember Pearl Harbor Day today and that generation that gave everything to protect our freedoms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just remind everyone, make sure your phone is put on vibrate, or go back and see Teresa and make a donation to Betsy Marshall if it goes off. Also, the exits, restrooms. And please, please, please remember, if you need to have a conversation with someone, go outside or go to another room and do it, and not interrupt the meeting or the individual giving his or her report. At this time, we're going to turn it over to First Vice President, Mr. Lee Lutz. I'm sorry, Second Vice.
Trying to promote me. Good morning, everyone. Past presidents with us today. Bob Cumberland, 1987, 1988. Roger Stager, 2000, 2001. Bob Jacobs, 2004, 2005. Frank Underwood, 2008, 2009. Doyle Cox, 2010, 2011. Dave Lewis, 2011, 2012. Mike Faust, 2019, 2020. Skip Carey, 2024, 2025.
Thank you, Mr.
Is Derek it yet? I apologize, sir. I did not see you come in. Eric Smothers, 2023, 2024.
Your shirt's not bright enough.
I'm trying to keep up with Skips.
Trustees with us today, Robbie Blackiston. All right, officers with us today, President Charles Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. Second Vice President.
First Vice President William Faust. Myself. Secretary and past President Doyle Cox. Assistant Secretary Richard Coons. What do we got here? Assistant Treasurer Bob Jacobs. Financial Secretary Mitch Volk. Assistant Financial Secretary Bobby Aaron, and I apologize for not getting you yesterday. Chief Chaplain, the Reverend John Long. The Reverend Sam Mann. Parliamentarians, Richard Brooks. And Harv Woods, and Harv, I apologize to you for not getting you yesterday. Let's see, who else did I get? Executive Committee people with us today. Chairman Mark Belger,
Thank you, sir.
Vice Chairman Malcolm Faust.
Thank you, sir.
Vice Chairman Vic Whipple.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Ron Block.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Tim Dayton.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Chip Jewell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Bob Phillips.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Randy Smith. And Skip Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Now, who did I miss? Roger Stager. I apologize, sir. Roger Stager. I knew I'd miss somebody. This book's a lot harder than it looks like.
Now you see why we all hate you.
And speaking for the Ladies Auxiliary today, and I have a vague recollection of this woman, past President Sandy Lutz from 2010, 2011. Past President Stephen Cox just walked in.
Good morning. On behalf of the President Kramer, she would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. She looks forward to seeing everyone at the Christmas party on December the 13th. And she wishes that everyone have safe travels home today. And it was a pleasure that she enjoyed being here with you all yesterday. Thank you.
At this time, we'll turn it over to President Simpson for our presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's always a pleasure when we have these events and they go so well. It's been a really great time here at East Newmarket. So I'm going to ask the president of East Newmarket Volunteer Fire Company, Keith Benton, to come forward, and the president of the Dorchester County Volunteer Firemen's Association, Jim Easton, to come forward. All right. I got to get them straightened out here. Okay. Keith, on behalf of Maryland Firefighters Association, really great. We've enjoyed the day yesterday, the meal, and all the time that you all have put in assisting us. So thank you very much.
Thank you. We're glad to host, and hopefully we'll be in the running to host again.
Great. It's been a real pleasure. Brings back memories for me. So
We got applications at the door. Anybody want to sign up?
here's the check.
Thank you.
Okay. I do want to get rid of that. Pleasure again. Dorchester, you guys did a great job with Talbot and with Oxford in providing the refreshments Friday night. We certainly do appreciate all the support that you have shown to the Maryland State Firefighters Association. So, thank you all very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we'll move on to committee reports. Strategic Planning Steering Committee, Past President Steger. Thank you. Past President Cox, do you have anything additional from your Budget Committee? Thank you, sir. Again, Past President Roger Steger, are you anything for the Past Presidents Group?
Yes, sir. As far as the past presidents, the only thing we have scheduled at this time is our luncheon during the convention will be the same place it was last year, the Coral Reef Restaurant and the Holiday Inn, and more details will come out as we get closer. And we are working on maybe having an event, a luncheon or something between now and the convention, somewhere in the Laurel, waiting on Rosa to get back, past President Rosa Mayer, get back. We may have a luncheon for the past presidents and men and ladies at Laurel, but we're working on that now.
We
Thank
got a
you.
guy that can fix that for us, right?
Yeah. You know how to cook, too? Laura takes care, Rosa takes care of the cooking, too. So, thank you.
Risk Management, Chip Jewell.
Yes, the committee met on September 24th at Liberty Town. I appreciate Ron Block coming up. We met with VFIS to go over a couple things. One is the renewal policy. It was sent in, the policy information was sent in, but it didn't make the documents, so I resubmitted to all the members. The actual premium is down a little bit for a couple reasons. One, we did have a couple vehicles that we deleted. Two, our deductible was increased, but not to $10,000, but to $3,000. However, we need to be cognizant of the fact that our loss ratio is terrible. I mean, there's no other way to put it. We've had some pretty significant auto losses the past several years. We did meet with both their local and their risk management people. They made some recommendations. I did talk to the chairman of the vehicle committee regarding the policies and procedures, which we do have in place. We will forward those to VFIS to let them know what we do have. They made a recommendation of putting monitoring in their car. Neither Ron or I are wild about that, so I don't think that is a suggestion that we should go with. I personally don't like these monitoring devices. At this point anyway, I think we have to trust our people, and I think the monitoring devices, and if there's an accident, quite honestly, the police or the adjusters can download the information off the cars anyway. So I'm not real wild about that. Ron and I agreed on that, both on that situation, that should not be something that we look into. However, our total premium for this year will be $14,576. We did worked extensively to try to make sure our list was right, because some reason it seems like right at renewal time is about the time we change cars, and it always seems to miss something or add something. So I think we're up to date on that. I'll double check with the latest car that we purchased to make sure we're there. Workers' comp has been, as you heard yesterday, that has been renewed based on the change in the salaries of the personnel that we will not have for the coming year. Any questions? Ron and I are more than happy to answer.
Any questions? Any
Thank-
questions from anyone in the audience?
Okay.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Public relations? I didn't either. Volunteer trumpet, I do know a report was submitted for that. Did you have any comments on that?
Jonathan has his report submitted electronically for everyone to see. If there's any questions on it, let me know. As always, he's looking for stuff, anything and everything to put into the trumpet. So if you see it, give it to him, or whatever, and he'll get it in there. They've done an excellent job with that. Stephen has helped him with the graphics and stuff like that, and those two have done an outstanding job with that trumpet.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask a question. A couple of meetings ago, we said about putting the icon back on the front of our website so people could see the latest issue of Trumpet, click it on and go right to it. Maybe we could look into that. I know we had a big discussion about the whole website thing, but maybe we could look into doing that. Because it used to be you could tell somebody, just go to the website and look at the Trumpet. And now they have to go up in the documents and flip down. It's very, very convoluted.
Okay.
Mr. President. Mr. President. Or Chairman, yeah.
President and then Robbie.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, one comment. I wish to take back to Jonathan what a tremendous job that he has done with the volunteer trumpet. I mean, tremendous job. Getting a lot of really great information in it that goes back to everybody else here for getting the information to Jonathan. He wants to put it in there. He wants people to know what's going on in this association. 26 pages on the last volunteer trumpet. Fantastic. So thank him, thank everybody for the participation in getting that information out.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Going back to Chip with risk management, are we going to have a separate rider if we're going to Berlin with that pre? I know last year we had. Probably. Just because I know last year we had gotten together to take care of the Ocean City thing, but I want to make sure we're in line. That way we're covered.
It shouldn't be an issue. We generally have to actually do two separate things for
that's
Ocean
right.
City. My guess is probably
Okay.
if we go to the town of Berlin, we will be required to do a certificate. Not an issue, we just like to have it about 30 days, whatever they need.
Okay.
I can provide to you so we can get it at least 30 days in advance. But yeah, we always get Ocean City. We have to get one for the town and one for the convention hall because the state of Maryland is has an interest in the convention hall because of the funding through the Maryland Stadium Authority. So
Okay.
that's why we have to do two separate items for that.
Yeah, just want to bring that up, just making sure we're on the right page of that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we'll get it, no problem.
Thank you.
Yes, Dave Fitzgerald did advise us on Friday that they will need a rider like we do on Ocean City. Yep.
Thank you. I'll give it to you, Chip.
Thank you.
Thank you. Marketing and events, he's not here. I didn't see anything submitted for that. Okay. Go ahead.
Ron Watkins obviously isn't here, but I did happen to see Ron Watkins. And he actually, I did see Ronnie making slow progress. He was at an event attended. He was up and around, making slow progress. Just want to give a report on Ron Watkins.
Thank you. Mr. Dale Bone, reaching the next generation.
Good morning, everyone. I apologize for not being here yesterday. Just to let you know, we made a little history in Calvert County yesterday. We had 3 teams out of our 4 high schools compete in the Maryland State High School Football Championships.
Congratulations.
Tucson in the 1A division beat Fort Hill to win the 1A state championship, and Huntingtown played Northern, and Huntingtown was victorious. Thank you, because my son plays for them. But also, just to let you know, all 3 fire departments in their local areas, Huntingtown, Dunkirk, and Solomons, did support their football teams. They escorted them with apparatus to the county line and then greeted them when they came back after their games. So they had tremendous support from their volunteer fire departments. As far as the Next Generation Committee, we've been extremely active since our last meeting. I did send my report and it didn't get posted online, but we're working on that. A couple of the things we've done, obviously we have our one-pager that we're getting out. We're going to get it printed and it'll be able to hand out at association meetings. It looks like this, but in color, because my color went out on my printer. I'll attach that to the next one so you guys can see that. But also, we have sent that to Jonathan to put in the trumpet as well. He's been extremely valuable to us in getting our word out. So we have that document that's going out. We do have, and you'll see on that document when you see it, we have a nice new logo that kind of catches the eye with the Maryland State flag that everybody seems to like. We're working very closely with the Recruitment Retention Committee and Bridget and her group to get our message out on both sides. We've requested access for our social media pages so that we can also post, myself and one of my committee members, Jess, so we can post on there and get our message out a little more frequently as well. One of the main things we worked on just last week is the Next Generation Leadership Award. The committee didn't feel that the way the current award was written, it highlighted things that department members were doing for their local associations and the state association. A lot of the ones we got back last year, the submissions we got last year, were things that they were doing in their department, and it was great, young people doing great things in their own department. But we feel part of this committee is getting our next generation into these associations. They're local, they're state. So we've reworded it a little so that it highlights what they're doing in their local and state associations. We have created a fillable form that will be posted on the website. I've spoken with Doyle. He's got all the information, and we're going to get that uploaded so it will be current for the 2026 convention and awards. And that should be all I have for that committee. Any questions?
You want to do high school career cadet?
I can do that while I'm here. That support was submitted as well. We're just in the process of getting that reestablished. I've reached out to current and past members. Just last week, I got a big bag full of stuff from Bobby Stevens that I am still going through. I haven't dove into it too much. But I will ask again, if the executive committee members, if you know of, your counties that have the class, please let me know. Please send it to me, and if you have their contact, that would be good information as well. We're starting to compile a very good list, but I'm sure there's more out there that we're not seeing yet. So as we're doing that, and I've also reached out to our MIFRE representative, Todd. I can never say his last name right. Deitch, there you go. Okay, and I've had conversations with him, and he's working to help compile that as well. So it's in the beginning stages, but we're working on it. Any questions on that?
Did you get a response from Carroll County?
I did get a response from Carroll County, yes, sir.
I spoke to her, I wanted to make sure she reached out to you.
She did, thank you.
Any questions?
I'll get with you next week,
Thank you.
Questions?
because I have all the agreements.
Okay,
Thank
thank you. Recruitment and retention.
Good morning.
Morning.
Our committee met virtually on November the 17th, and the goal of this meeting was for us to kind of focus on the Family Appreciation Award. I did attach everything to my report as to how it's currently listed and how we are trying to change it. I will say the committee had some great discussion. There may be one or two more changes right before we submit everything back to Doyle to put in. The only thing that we all found after really looking at the nominations from last year is that most of our awards fell under the 3-generation award. So we have kind of explained that award and also told them how to get to that award off of our award. Just because we're looking for a family, we're more looking for a family unit or someone who really supports a member to be able to do everything. So we've kind of tried to make it a little bit easier to read. We've given some examples. And we are going to be going to an online form similar to NextGen. Dale and I share Jess. She's on my committee and his committee, and she is a whiz with the computer and Canva, and she has taught me a lot. The other thing that we are trying to do is stay connected with the cadet program and the NextGen. So I sat in on those meetings because we kind of feel that between Dale and I that they're all connected and that they could actually be very beneficial to work together. So unless anybody has any questions about the award, that has really been our focus for the last couple of months. We are now going to switch gears and start focusing on getting ready for the convention.
Questions? Thank you.
Oh, and I guess I should say, we are trying to help Kate as much as possible. I've reached out, Jess is gonna help her with some of the social media and things like that was being handled under the SAFER grant before, and we are going to make an attempt to continue their project of revising the mentorship program booklet that was given out. I guess it's been about 2 or 3 years now. We want to update that. That was technically their project for the next year. So we are going to try to help keep all of that flowing as much as possible, and we are going to set up the booth in Ocean City and keep it staffed, since we do not have the coordinators for this year.
Okay, thank you. Scholarship, she's not here, but she submitted a report online. Cancer support, Teresa?
Good morning, everybody. Since the last meeting, the committee's been working on the seal to add the new name to it and clean it up. The designs are being sent for everybody to review so we can pick one. We created note cards with the actual MSFA seal on it, so that's a little different, and waiting for that to be created with the printer. We were working with the city of Annapolis because we really need to bring the walk back. The city's going through a lot of changes right now with the lower part of the dock area, and working with Bud Zapata from the fire department and the investigation side of it, because that's where he's based out of. They're having a hell of a time with the contractor. So that does mess up some of the stuff that we're trying to do. And so I worked with Tony Clark, who's from United Communities, and he's working with the businesses and finding ways that we can do this walk. So we got to bring it back. Too many challenges have been placed before us before, and I feel like we're faltering on that part when this is a lot of support that we can give back to our members. So we're actively working on that. And yesterday I received 2 names for gift cards, so I'll get with you on those. We are working with the National Cancer Group. Cindy is working with them. They're actually volunteers with the city, with College Park, and she's trying to get all that information together so that we can meet as a formal group, so that we can find out how they can support us and how we can support them. Having those 2 people there has helped us out a lot. And then Cindy is updating the website as we get information, and if there's anything from what you all need, please let us know.
Thank you. Questions? Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The chair recognizes past President Dave Lewis.
As you're well aware, I chair the Safety Committee for the Maryland Fire Chiefs, and all of you get a chance to read our backstep talks. Our January issue will be dedicated to the cancer issue, and that's partly at the request of President Bob Phillips, who's asked our membership at the Maryland Fire Chiefs to take a deeper look into what we need to do for cancer awareness and prevention. January is Firefighter Cancer Awareness Month, so please, so our issue that will come out on 1 January is timely for that, and we're starting to come together. Some pretty good articles coming out there, so please pay attention to that.
Thank you. LoSAP, Rick's not here. I didn't see a report. Training Committee, Tim Delaney, he's not here, and I did not see anything online. Next up will be the safety, and he apologized he couldn't be here today. He was having a medical thing yesterday. Standards, Kenny Bush, he was here yesterday, but he is not here. Okay. Moving down, we heard from Data Systems yesterday. Do you have anything else today for us? Okay, how about Public Address System Group? Do we have anything for you today, sir? Thank you, sir.
I just wanted to say this meeting was a little challenging for us because there was an event in here Friday night, so we weren't able to set up actually until yesterday. Some of us were in here at 5 a.m. to get set up so the meeting could go off at 9 o'clock, and I just wanted to say thanks to Lynn, Kate, Richard. I also do have a new member on my team, Dan Garrett from Sudlersville. He was here. I put him right to work as soon as he got here. And we also managed to get Miss Fire Prevention out of bed early Saturday morning as well to come and help us. But I understand that these things happen and scheduling conflicts happen, but it creates a lot of stress on us, like having to show up the morning of and having to get everything up and ready to go. I will say, because of that fact, we were unable to stream the meeting this weekend because I normally allow 3 to 4 hours for setup time for dealing with issues like that. So that was just one of the things that just got dropped off so we can get the system up. It is recorded. I will go back and edit it and then post it to YouTube in the next couple of weeks or so. But I just wanted to say thanks to everybody. Some of you will get this reference. I transmitted at 10:75 yesterday morning, and I had all hands working. So thank you. Oh. Past President Frank Underwood also helped.
Okay. So, members of the executive committee, you were given a draft document yesterday dealing with key and key fob standard operating procedures submitted by President Simpson. Do you want to comment on that, sir, before we move forward?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, it's a draft document for an SOP. Things just disappear. What can I say? Anyway, okay. So the idea is, as you see, it's a key and key fob control standard operating procedure. The purpose of the document is to really, it's not going to be a bylaw. It's an SOP. That's how we've done with the disciplinary, discrimination, all of our other policies and procedures. Purpose is to establish issuing, managing, revoking keys, electronic key fobs, control and track access to the MSFA facilities. The policy ensures that all access is secure, authorized, and promptly deactivated when no longer required. We've got 2 facilities now that the MSFA uses for both office and storage, maintaining equipment, supplies, and conducting the business of the association. We've not had any really process or procedures in the past for dealing with this type of situation. One of the purposes of the new facility is to take and give our officers, our staff, our committee chairs, and all the ability to have a place to meet, to conduct meetings, to operate and conduct the business of the association. So with that, one of the great things is we now have a key fob system for the 2138 office in Crofton. This, with a 15-person conference room, will certainly allow better business to be conducted and management of the business of the association. Committees will be able to utilize it and do what's necessary, as well as any type of storage to an extent that we need for some of the equipment. I know the IT data folks have, finally we got their equipment all in one place. It's environmentally controlled now. We've got a place for them to go in and sit down and work on it without having to be in the back of a trailer or in a storage room. So that's a big plus. And actually Chris now has access to that facility where he can go ahead and maintain equipment as necessary. So that's a big plus for this system. So there will be I'll be working with Kate and Lynn. We'll be setting up a schedule so that committees, officers, if they have needs, they can schedule meetings and utilize the facility. Chris has put some, I think he's put the monitor in it yet. We'll be getting a monitor in there.
In the conference room?
Yes.
Last time I was there, it was not in.
Not yet, okay. But we'll be getting some equipment there to better conduct the business and manage the affairs of the association. So I put this out yesterday for everybody to look at, And it's basically as a standard operating procedure. There's some flexibility to it, built into it, so it can be better managed.
Take your conversation outside, please.
So
Go
it can
ahead,
be,
sir.
it can be better managed. Along with that, you'll notice that I'm creating a key control committee. The purpose of that is also just primarily for the control of access and all for the keys as well as the key fobs. Our chair of the legislative committee has done a great job in bringing people in and working with people and giving people access to the legislative offices there at 17 State Circle, as well as Frank does a tremendous job of maintaining the building and the work that needs to be done within that facility and keeping track of the keys and so on. We just want to go ahead and make that part of an actual standard operating procedure so that we've got it under control. And it will remain that way as we move through, I guess, future administrations or leadership. With that, I'm appointing a 2138 committee, which for the most part won't have much of anything to do, but they'll be there in case there is a problem, in case something needs to be dealt with, such as what we just ran into when we were told, hey, we're going to have to move. We can't stay at 2130. So we'll have a group that can sit down kind of quickly and make some plans as to what we're going to do, where we're going to do, how we're going to do it, or whatever else. You'll see in both committees, the reality is it's a formality that, yeah, Frank, I've got you back in as chair of 2138, does such a great job on 17, and we've talked about it. Nice thing is he lives, I think, about 5 minutes away. So if there is an issue with the security system or alarm or whatever, we've got somebody that we can call and get there right away. The president, first vice, second vice, executive committee chair are going to change annually, but this is something that they need to be a part of and be aware of as part of the association's business and managing the properties. The executive director will be a part of both committees as well, because that's who's going to basically, and does now, do most of the work. And, you know, that's the purpose of that position. So it's, again, some of it you could consider as kind of a formality, but it does put us in line with where we need to be and where we should be for the future of the association. So with that, any questions or whatever?
First, we'll need a motion and a second.
Oh,
Motion by
sorry.
Ron Block, second by Steve Cox. We're now in a discussion of the motion. Ron?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a couple of questions under audits. It's Key Control will conduct a regular audit. Could we state what the frequency is, like semi-annually? To review that. I know from other organizations I'm involved in that that's the kind of thing that can slip through the cracks, and all of a sudden nobody knows who has what keys to what. And I think making creating a habit to review that list at least keeps it on the radar screen.
Okay,
And I have one other item.
go ahead.
Under item 6.1, record of the return or non-return will be kept by the Key Control Committee. Will the key or key fob holder be given a receipt when they turn that back in? Not that I want to create a lot of paperwork, but some document that the person who's leaving would have.
We can put that in writing, but yeah, I would think that would be, yes.
Okay.
I mean, that would be just a part of the process, because you'll be getting a documentation as to the policies, what to do with the key. So when you turn it back, yeah, that was just a,
I think it's
just
a great
given.
concept. Congratulate you on creating this.
Any other comments? Go ahead. You are now.
I see a reference to the Key Control Committee, and then I also see Key Control Authority. Are they two different things? Is an authority different than the committee? Is that an individual? Is that you, Mr. President? I see Key Control Committee defined, but I don't see what the Key Control Authority is. Is that something different?
The Key Control Authority?
Yeah, if you look in 5.1, first bullet, it says the Key Control Authority must be notified immediately when you lost or stolen fob. Is that different?
Okay, yeah, I guess that's just kind of I just kind of assumed that would be like the executive chair, the person that would be overseeing the whole process. Yeah, I thought about it, rather than saying Key Control Committee,
Yep.
I didn't want 5 people notified, you
Yep.
know.
It's also on 3.2.
Yeah.
Second page, almost before 3.3.
3.2, the Key Control Committee.
Key Control Authority.
Okay. You
I
have
mean,
a
maybe you
suggestion
just
as
put a
to-
line in that defines the head of that committee as the Key Control Authority, or something that sort of,
We could do that.
defines the authority as the chair of the committee or the head of the committee.
Could I make the suggestion that maybe what we're discussing today be given to President Simpson? He can then update this document, and we can then vote on it at our next meeting? Randy, you had a comment? Go ahead.
Yeah, because I think, and this is me, I was reading over this stuff, I made some notations last. Okay. I was reading over this last night, and up after midnight, and I went over it a couple of times. And I think, besides a couple of things that was brought up, I think that if we gotta have this document, I don't think that the list of people, I think it should be streamlined more. I think the president should, be in the lead as far as authority, whoever the president is. But I think the ladies that work in the office and the president should be able to manage who the goes and coming. I agree with the security system. I agree with control, and I agree with a camera right there at the door to see who comes and goes, and also a log kept. And I think I narrowed down the people from for instance, I got the president, I got Kate Lynn, Bob Phillips, the secretary, the treasurer, the IT guys, data guys, Frank Underwood, the executive chair, Mark, the financial secretary, Mitch, and the Steve Cox, and Teresa Christmas. So, but I think at this first draft as it is, I think it needs to be fine-tuned and tweaked a little bit, and then brought back, as you said, brought back to in that next meeting. But I really think they're leaders of that thing, since they spent all that time in securing and doing administrative stuff and the day-to-day stuff for the MSFA, that the ladies in the office, the president and the three presidents should and really not really, as far as I'm concerned, not really need a document per se. They just office procedure, operation and procedure, and that will fall under that.
Okay. Are there any other comments? Steve?
I'm glad it points out in the very first line that it's key and key fobs for, because we have keys and key fobs for vehicles, and car committee manages those.
Okay. So again, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes, the only note I had in my mind, and Ron brought it up very well, that we need to have accountability, and we should have a census of who has keys on, and I guess it'd be whatever, annual, semi-annual, quarterly, whatever they were gonna have a meeting to check and make sure that the people that are supposed to have them. But it should be a report back to this committee after they do their audit. So I'd like to see that added, that they will have a meeting on a specific time period cycle and a report back to this committee.
Okay. So members, please take and all your comments, suggestions, forward them to the president. Go ahead, Tim.
Charlie, when Bob was talking about a audit being done, if you could put something in there that says by the middle of July, right after Ocean City, when the officers change and stuff, would be an ample time. That way, they're the first executive committee meeting after Ocean City. You would actually have that report submitted to the executive committee. But I do like the concept of having the keys and fobs and stuff for committees. It's somewhat of a central location, and instead of trying to find a place or whatever, you have one facility. I do like that concept and everything, to where it's open to the committee members, you know, to be able to use that facility. That's a positive, I think.
Thank you.
Okay.
I will look at that. And with that comment, if I can, Mr. Chair.
1 second, Chip.
I was just going to say making sure that I understand this applies to both 17 State Circle, because you're going to have people that should have access to one, maybe necessarily not the other. And we're looking at keys versus fobs, right? At 17 State Circle, or did we put a system in there now?
17's right now key.
So we're looking at keys for the circle and fobs for the other. So we're looking at probably some situations where people don't need both accesses.
You know what we're talking about, the electronic system. Steve Cox spent a lot of money for this special keys and these special locks for State Circle. I have that on my list, and every time I write a report, I said, if you're a past president or somebody with a key, give it back to me, because them keys are like 50, 60 bucks a piece. And I bought a 100-year supply of them here recently to get a discount. And you ain't changing that friggin' lock on that building, I'll tell you that right now.
And let me help you, Frank. That system was installed before I became chairman of the legislative committee, but I understand 100%, because the reason he said I spent a lot of money was we were exactly where we are now. We had no idea who had keys. We had no keys, and we had to do something. So we added, and Frank got them.
Right here. We spent $700 and something for them freaking keys. We ain't changed that lock.
The budget committee approved that?
Motion to move to electronic law.
Go ahead, President Simpson, with your comments.
Good job, Frank.
Yeah, really, thank you all for the comments, all great input. One of the things that brought this about, really, I've been working on this for quite a while, but several weeks ago, we had a VCAF meeting down in Odenton, and in Odenton, if you're familiar, we go over to the training room, and we do the meetings and so on at the training room. One of the great comments, well, it had a lot of good information that you voted on yesterday, but one of the great comments presented was that, we really like being here, because we're in this nice building off from the firehouse. We're away from the business of the fire company, and it gives us the opportunity to really feel comfortable and talk more at ease. And of course, that's the purpose of the conference room. That's why we've done the work to make that workable for us. And putting this together will certainly allow you all as officers and our committee chairs and so on like that to be able to work away from being in the firehouse to get business accomplished.
Okay, so I need a motion to table. We will table. But we're going to vote on this after all those suggestions and recommendations. We're tabling the current motion, and it's going to be brought back off the floor after all the corrections have been made. That's my understanding.
So I'll make a motion to rescind the motion.
What's wrong with tabling it?
I want you to rescind your initial motion, and then make a motion to. That's what I was asking.
No, you can table the motion that you're working on. Yeah. So, again, take your comments, give them to President Simpson, then and will be voted on at the next executive committee meeting. It's tabled. You don't need a second for a table. You have a motion. Good? Thank you.
Thank you all.
Also yesterday, we were informed from our attorney that we needed to change in the thing of the association about the address, the charter, update the charter. So we need a motion and a second to take care of that. Tim Dayton, Maui, and discussion on that.
Charter and notification to the State Department of Assessment.
Okay.
Too.
Okay. Any comments, questions? Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
Would this also affect the vehicle titles as well?
I don't know if it does or not.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The secretary's going to have you sign a document. What else do we have?
What he's doing now, yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
just for the record, yesterday when it was announced, any other car bids, submit them. And we did have a third bid submitted. It doesn't affect the outcome whatsoever, but for the record, I wanted to make sure that it was noted. The third bid was emailed to Rusty Leftwich, and by the time he got it back to Mitch and I, we had already opened the other bids. That particular bid, as I mentioned yesterday, we had a bid for $8,100 and a bid for $9,500. That particular bid was $8,500 from Rob Mueller. So it doesn't affect the outcome, but I think the record needs to show that we did have 3 bids.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Security company, so there's some discussion on Steve running that down.
The lawyer, we're going to take care of the next meeting. At this time, President Simpson has the floor.
Okay, we're always a lot of business here. Unfortunately, a couple of months ago, we lost Dave McQuay, who was a member of our VCAF board. Dave was always a very active, very involved individual with that board. Certainly was a loss. Dave represented Talbot County and Dorchester County on VCAF. Needless to say, January 1st, we're going to be opening up applications for VCAF again. And so want to get the next person on board. Got a great person that's volunteered. He's got the great credentials. Phil Starkey with the Queen Anne's Hillsborough Volunteer Fire Company has agreed to take Dave's place with the Dorchester Talbot. Of course, Queen Anne Hillsborough's right there on the corner of all three counties, I guess it is, Kent, Queen Anne's, and Talbot. So he'll be representing the Talbot-Dorchester area. Phil is with us today, and as I said, he'll be the new VCAF board member, and so on. So, Phil, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Does anyone have any other new business be brought before this body? Any other new business to be brought before the body? Final call. Yes, sir. Please use the mic, sir.
I don't know if it needs to come on a new business or go back to old business from yesterday.
What's the subject, sir?
The subject is the fire laws book.
Fire laws book?
Yes.
Okay.
Which one? New business, old business?
Fire laws book. You can bring it up now, sir.
Okay. So after thinking about it, after the meeting yesterday, I really feel that the fire marshal's office should have had access to that book, because when they're out in 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on the scene, or so investigators shouldn't have to try to find a book or fumbling through it to for what code or whatever you're going to use. I feel that it should be electronic to the fire, available to the fire marshal, then he can get it to his team so they can, do their job. So we need to make a law on the site where they have access to it electronically, because it's all we need to remove the word electronically availability from as it's written now.
They have electronic accessibility to any state law. It just, they would have to go either to Westlaw or something like that to locate it. If you feel that we, as an association, needs to provide electronic version, then we would have to redo our website. We would have to do a secure website, which you heard from the chairman yesterday, the challenges that would be faced with that. And that's why the body decided to go back to books, and the State Fire Marshal's Office would be issued books at that time at no cost, where they would have accessibility via the book. But if you want to make a motion to do the electronic version, you certainly have the right to do that as a member of this committee.
They can get to it electronically now and moving forward.
Anyone can access laws on.
I'm not saying anyone, I'm just talking about the fire marshal.
What I'm saying, the
'Cause
fire marshal's office does have the capability to go onto the computer and identify what laws are in effect in Maryland.
Right.
They also have access to Comar electronically. Again, those are all public websites. What we have done traditionally is have taken the fire laws that affect the volunteer service, the career service, municipalities maybe, and put it in one central location to make it easily accessible to our members. And that was, we started with the book, and then we went to CDs, and we went online, and things like that. So we've gone through different progressions. But again, traditionally, the State Fire Marshal's Office has always been included in the distribution of the hard copy books. They were included with the CDs, and they were had the opportunity to go onto our website, log in, join our website, and be able to access the information that way on the computer.
Yeah, I just want to make sure they may have access.
Sure.
So we don't need no action.
Point of order, don't we swear in BCAF representatives since it's a state board? We do not?
No.
Okay. Couldn't remember. I know we do trustees. I couldn't remember if we did the BCAF or not. Okay.
But the VCAF chair gets a copy of the fire rules book anyway. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh, you're. Yeah. Well, that's your homework for the next meeting.
You got yourself a job.
Okay, any other new business to be brought before the body? I got you. Any old business be brought before the body? At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Phil Starkey, who's asked to have the floor for a couple minutes. After that, we'll do the roundtable of the members.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me up here. Last year, we sent a letter to you guys about the awards process, and some of it was addressed. I'm back again this year to talk about the awards because I'm a big supporter of it. I think it's an important thing that the association does is present these awards. This past year, we still had a timing issue, and I think it can be streamlined if the committee chairs can reply back to the person that submitted the applications. Waiting for a letter to come in the mail cuts the timeline really short. We had one member that was up for an award. We waited until maybe the 5th or 6th of June. We contacted, actually it was Bridget, and she advised us who the award was, who the award recipient was. It was the 9th when we got the letter. if we had waited for the letter, it would have made it difficult for the family to make arrangements to get to the ocean. I don't know why we can't electronically email the people back from the committees instead of waiting for the secretary to send out hard copy letters. It would streamline the system and make it easier for the families and whoever's getting the awards to make it to the ocean to get them. I think that's part of the issue with the awards. The second thing I have is the proceeding books. For 30-some years, I've been going to convention. The last 2 years, we've been getting the proceeding books mailed. I don't know why, what has changed. I think we really need to look into getting the proceeding books brought back to the convention center instead of being mailed. I mean, the cost alone has got to be astronomical to mail the proceeding books out. So those are the two things I would like to address. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
At this time, Past President Cox would like to make a presentation to the members. So just give him a couple minutes to set up. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, reference to the proceedings book, I thought Doyle might come up and answer that, but last year, the printer made a mistake in the books, so the mailing them out was on the printer's expense, not ours. That's why they weren't at the convention last year. I can't speak about it before that, but last year was a printer error. And I agree with you, they need to be at the convention center, but we didn't have a choice last year.
Yesterday, we were talking about the donation of the tower Bel Air did to Rosebud Fire Company, and they're a fire company as part of the Indian tribe out there. When we came back, actually the fire company sent the unit out. We paid our mechanic to drive it out there and followed out with a brush truck or a utility. And a week later, my deputy chief and I went out to train them on it. So at our company meeting, I had like 200 slides, but I reduced it to about a 5-minute presentation just to give them an overview. And the reason we wanted to do this is the whole area out there is really hurting for equipment. And I'm going to talk about their equipment and how much they're hurting. But hopefully, throughout the MSFA, we can get together and we can come up with a lot of surplus equipment that's still serviceable that we can send out there. I did have a conversation with Ron Sarnicki. He indicated that he was willing to use one of NFF's trailers and provide a driver and send anything out that we can. I am also meeting with Aberdeen Fire Company tomorrow night at their board of directors. They have an engine that I believe they're going to be sending out. But this is their firehouse, and they have one door. You can see one brush truck that they have, and it's the Rosebud Sioux Tribe Fire and Rescue Department. And in a minute, you're going to see, over to the right, you see the forestry program. And the forestry program occupies the second half of the building. Rosebud Fire Company, their part of the firehouse is here. Over this way, forestry is here. And what we learned is forestry, if they have a call and they have a dwelling fire, building fire, or anything like that, forestry will go with them. Forestry cannot help them in any way. Forestry cannot give them their water. It's really a unique system, but like I said last night when we were talking about it, I think I got as much education as they did. What our purpose was, this was Saturday morning. My deputy and I left Friday evening at 4 o'clock. We got out there at 11:30. We had a 3-hour drive back to our hotel in Valentine, Nebraska. And then we met them 6 o'clock Saturday morning to do training. So most of the training on Saturday was around the firehouse. This is just where we began the training. This is their first line unit. It's a brush truck. They have 2 of these brush trucks. Just another view of it, but also to show you the fire station and how compact everything is. This is the second unit. The first one backed in, and you'll see here, their tanker pumper is all the way in the back. The first line's in front of it, and the second one's backed in, so they have to kind of squeeze them in and out to the pump on the brush truck, just a small capacity, and this is their first line unit for a dwelling fire. This is their meeting room, their lounge, also their bunk room. Everything is all in this little space. Just a shot of us working with them. As I mentioned, every compartment was filled with equipment. I did get a phone call last week where the chief called me. Well, we sent out Hearst tool, and he called and said that they got to use it for the first time, and all the neighborhood was watching them and very much amazed that they had that kind of equipment. Again, back to the fire station, some of the people we were training, and this is over at the forestry side, and what we were talking about here was positive pressure ventilation. They had no idea. They had no fans or anything before. So some of our training was not only on the tower, but positive pressure ventilation. On Sunday when we were at the hospital and at the school, we were talking about the fire department connection for sprinklers and standpipes, and they're like, well, it's there, but we don't use it. Didn't have any idea, so we did a quick on how to connect, what to do. The problem is, on their tanker pumper, they only have one section of 50-foot, 1.5 inches. So they're really hurting. Just some of the members, the members of the fire department, 85% are females. This is where we actually did the signing over. Just which one? The question was, who's the bald-headed guy? Which one? Okay. This gentleman's my deputy chief. This is one of the councilmen for the tribe. These are some of the members of the department. This is the fire chief. This is fire chief. This is the fire chief's nephew, who is the police chief. And I don't know about this guy, but when I went to our board of directors and asked about donating it to the tribe, the board really surprised me. The president said, no, we won't donate it. We'll sell it to him for $1. So that's exactly what we did. That's where the chief and I are signing the paperwork. I'm signing the title over, and we're going accordingly. As a result, they presented us with the the star. I couldn't think of it. The star quilt. We now have that star quilt hanging in the Bel Air station, and we made up a plaque and the plaque that the association presented yesterday will be with that. They also, because I coordinated this and went out and trained them, they presented me personally with a quilt, and I was standing there and they started draping me, and I'm like, well, what? And this is tradition in how they present someone with a gift. No, I would have worried if their faces were painted. Just another picture of us going through evolutions. On Sunday, I was in the platform, and one of their members was getting in, and I told her, put on the ladder belt. Well, why? We're in this bucket. Put on the ladder belt. And she found out a few minutes later exactly why, because I was telling her, with the controls, do it nice and slow and easy, and we're rotating, and she let go of the control, and we're back and forth, and almost threw her out of the bucket, and she's like, I'm glad I had that on. Again, just some pictures. The tribe does have 2 herds of buffalo. They did take us out because I told them, I said, I want to see a real live buffalo since I'm here. And we were about 25 yards from here on the road, and the chief said, if you get anywhere near this fence, the buffalo will charge you. So needless to say, we didn't get anywhere close, and I understand they can run 30, 35 miles an hour. They could sure outrun this old guy. And then the prairie dogs. But that was just a real quick of some of this nation's fire service and what they're dealing with. And certainly just wanted to point it out and ask that the MSFA maybe go back and see if we can get some equipment, mainly hose. We did send out turnout gear. We sent out tools and appliances that we had. But, the chief has a towing company, and he has a garage that it fits in, and it's like a block from the firehouse. It doesn't fit in the shed, but it does in the back side of his garage.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you. And as this started out, this conversation basically started with Steve and I when he said that Bel Air had a extra piece of apparatus that they were trying to get rid of. Some of you may remember Robbie Hartsock that used to work for Shock Trauma Center. Her church used to go out to the Rosebud and help and fix houses and stuff. I mean, they're living on basically dirt floors and stuff like that, so they go out and help them try to renovate for their church. But she spent a lot of time with the Rosebud Ambulance Service, which is another part of this group out here. And years ago, they asked me if we had anyone that had a spare fire truck to send out there to them, and we didn't at the time. And when Steve said, hey, Bel Air just got a new piece of apparatus and we're trying to sell this, I'm like, what are you doing with it? Would you be interested in sending that out to the Rosebud? They basically had nothing. So that's how this conversation started, and then he took it back to his leadership and discussed it. So a lot of this really transpired over a period of about 2 weeks, Steve, from the time I asked him. And then he said, well, we need to go over the apparatus. And they sent it to their vendor to have it worked on. And through that conversation, they said, well, it would cost them almost $25,000 to transport it out there if they lowboyed it out. They offered, the folks that repaired did the maintenance on it, offered to drive it out there for a cost of $6,000. So, plus the money that they put in for the repair. So kudos to what Bel Air has done. But I think we have a lot of apparatus here in Maryland that are sitting in people's garages that's available, that is serviceable, that we can help these folks.
You saying he's talking too much?
So I think, we have a lot of equipment, and then Steve had talked to Ron Sornicki. We have trailers here for MSFA. I think collectively, I'm going to ask the executive board to please go back to your departments and see what kind of equipment that you have that is serviceable, whether it's turnout gear, SCBA's, that maybe after the first of the year, we can send a couple trailers of equipment to someone that desperately needs it. So that would be my challenge to you folks here, to give these folks a good New Year's present. Look at your departments and see what equipment that you have that we could start a list. I'm willing to be a part of it. I know Steve Woods is willing to be a part of it, to see if we can't make a good donation of serviceable equipment that could go out there and help these folks.
Okay, at this time, we'll go do the roundtable. We'll start with Past President Steve Cox.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for the hospitality from East New Market for a wonderful weekend, nice facilities and all their hospitality. I think President Mueller from Cecil County mentioned it yesterday. They were very appreciative on the cancer initiative, and Cecil County did put forth and applied. Both the Harford County Association and Cecil County are meeting regularly. Harford County's facing some challenges on our dispatch, but we're working through it. And Harford Cecil, we had a little bit of a change up, and I ended up as president again, so we'll see how that goes. Other than that, everyone have a safe and Merry Christmas, and we'll see you after the New Year.
Thank you. Member Dayton?
Limited on words? Okay. Thank you to East New Market for an excellent weekend, and the County Association for providing the hospitality. Just to let you know, I left in the mountains a nice sunny weekend to come down here to your snow. So I didn't bring it with me. It was here ahead of me, but just to let you know, it was a nice sunny weekend in Western Maryland. So greetings from President Wolford from the Allegheny Garrett. Everything seems to be going along pretty good. I do thank Bob Phillips for his work on the cancer screening. Like he said yesterday, both counties are going to take advantage of it. I think Teresa and her group probably are going to be busy after this cancer screening takes place, because I think we're going to find people that have issues and stuff. So hopefully this is a move in the right direction. We can catch it early. Hope everyone has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's and safe travels home. We'll see you in Huntingtown.
Chief Steger.
Thank you. First off, Steve, could you send out the information of their address, contact, or your contact, so I can send it out to my counties I represent and see what we can get? It's a good idea. I'd just like to thank East New Market for the great weekend, and our committee, and our presidents, and our committee chairs for being here, because that's what makes the association move forward. It's all teamwork. So, and I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a healthy New Year. Thank you.
Past President Carey, sir.
I too would like to add my thanks to East New Market for the great job they did hosting us. Also, I'd like to add my thanks for being allowed to sit with such a distinguished group of gentlemen as this. My grandson over there keeps an eye on me, and my older brother here does too. You know, but it's always a pleasure to sit here. And what Steve just showed us, we do not realize how fortunate the fire service in Maryland is. You know, I mean, you look at that and you think, we just get a loads for a fire truck, and they couldn't even, the company that was applying, couldn't even comply with their requests and stuff. We heard about that yesterday. You know, I've been in charge. I'd have foreclosed on the loan, but I'm a whole hard Irish. But
Vice Chairman Whipple.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I too would like to thank East New Market for a great weekend. and wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Stay safe. Greetings from President Wells and the County Association. Things are still unfolding with the new chief. As we reported before, we have a new fire chief. She's still getting her legs under her, but we're looking forward to working with her. I have two things, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to just discuss briefly here. I know we're trying to get out of here, but the first one is, as we sit as the committee and all of our committees, and we recognize the multiple things that the MSFA does for the volunteer fire service, I think sometimes, at least I know at our association, Lee and I will get pummeled occasionally on, what's the MSFA do for me? Me, the volunteer fire department, or me, the county association. And maybe this exists and I'm just new and need to find it, but I would like to see a flash page, single piece of paper that says, this is what the MSA have done. I mean, again, we read Bob's legislative reports. We know what we do with LoSAP. We know what we do with income tax subtraction. I'm not sure all of our member companies understand that. And I'd like to have a single piece of paper that all of us have, so we're all saying the same thing when we talk to our associations. And when I have a volunteer fire company number one come to me and say, what's the MSA do for us? I mean, we do a ton of things, obviously, and you all have been at this for a long time, and we've been doing it. But unless you read Bob's notes or somebody else's notes, you don't have it in one single place. So my suggestion would be, again, I don't know who this would be, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, that we could put together, again, a splash sheet, one sheet of paper with some highlights. This is what your association does for you. Certainly there's legislative things, LoSAP, VCAF, those things should be easily and relatively available so that we can talk to that, and we're all saying the same thing. The second thing is, again, Lee and I, and I think probably Ron and some of the larger counties, especially Carol, I think you're headed that direction as your career service takes hold. We sometimes, our members have said to, again, Lee and I, what's the MSA doing for my problem in my county? And I know we've heard feedback over the years, MSFA doesn't get involved at the local level. Well, when we've had the last several chiefs in Prince George's County that have basically, marginalized the volunteer service, done nothing for us to support us, and we've asked, what's the MSFA doing? Part of the response comes back, we don't get involved in that local level. So if that's something that's accurate and in our bylaws that we can't do, great. I'd like to be able to report that back. But I know in Prince George, and I'm pretty sure in Anne Arundel, and some of the larger counties where you may have fire chiefs that, again, aren't welcoming with open arms the volunteers, they're going to look for what's the MSFA doing beyond the things we do for the individual departments. So again, just bring that up, that if that's something that we just traditionally don't get involved with, or there's something in our bylaws that says the MSFA can't get involved with Prince George's County fire and EMS issues, I'd like to better understand that, again, not for today, but going forward, so that I can do a better job at the county association level, kind of explaining all that.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to East Newmarket for a weekend. Sorry I missed yesterday to everybody, but I had to work. Been going around to all the counties spreading the word. I want to thank Chief Phillips. He showed up to the Queen Anne's County meeting with us and talked to the county administrator, the commissioners, and the members there to help get us on board with the cancer screening. It worked out. They got all their paperwork done, so I appreciate that, Chief. The other counties, Kent County's been on vacation for a couple months. They haven't had no meetings. Caroline didn't have enough members for their meeting last time, so hopefully we'll be kicked back in their starting the meetings. I'll be unable to attend the Christmas party next weekend, but I want to wish everybody in here a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If you need something, reach out to me. I appreciate all of you and all your support. Thank you.
Chip?
Again, as everybody expressed my appreciation to East Newmarket, beautiful facility, really great weekend. For those of you that saw the MSFA website, we have a position open in Frederick County, the position I held a few years ago as Deputy Chief of Volunteer Services, Director of Volunteer Services. So if anybody's crazy enough to put in for it, it's on the website. We do have we are undergoing some potential changes with our Fire Rescue Advisory Board, and getting committees more organized countywide. Oddly enough, the union has requested to be removed from the Fire Rescue Advisory Board. A couple months ago, they wanted to be equal representation. Now they feel that they have enough representation when they meet with with the county executive and the county fire chief on a regular basis, and through their negotiations, and decided they don't want to be on the public board. So again, that's a work in progress. We will have a new station, was hopefully going to break ground at Green Valley any day now, but it looks like it's going to be the first part of the next year before the station's broken ground, and there'll be a new station after the next fiscal year at Carroll Manor. So we do have some existing stations being rebuilt. At this point, we don't have any directly new locations that are going to be built, but within the planning, there's probably at least 1 or 2 more new stations. And I know we do have a recruit class starting sometime after the first year. So things are still moving along. And Jeff Charay is our new president of the association. He's been very, very active, meeting with Chief Co. and being involved. We do have an office in our fire rescue building, and Jeff is there just about every day. So he's certainly representing the volunteers well. We also have our officers undergoing a competency classes now. That was something we just started this year. So wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Happy Holidays. Be safe.
Bob?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome, everybody, to beautiful downtown East New Market. Thank you to East New Market for putting on this and hosting our committee meeting. Very kind of them. I think they've done a wonderful job. From Dorchester County and Talbot County presidents, just lost that. Adam Tolley with Dorchester and Jimmy Easton from Talbot County. Wish you all good wishes. Locally, Dorchester County just had their monthly meeting this past Monday. Talbot County is this coming Wednesday. It will be held in Easton. 1900 hours, and there's a lot going on down here. I will report for my home company, Rescue Fire Company. We just received a FEMA grant, $750,000 for another piece of equipment, our next piece. Andy Harris took care of that for us, so that was a good thing. It helps the city out. Everything else down here, just like any place else in the state, for Tim, he got to see saltwater last night. He's used to all that fresh water up there in Allegheny Garrett. He got to see saltwater actually across the parking lot where we went to eat. But thank you to everybody. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Randy?
I bring you greetings from Southern Maryland. I want to thank East New Market for their hospitality and everything, a great weekend, and for taking care of us. I'm glad the fog cleared up so we can see our way out of here. Please keep the Stevens family and the Rollins family, the Stevens family, Waldorf, Dan's wife, Bobby, and they're trying to transition life without Dan, and their Rollins family of Company 2, Prince Frederick. But as we enter the holiday season, let's forget, as we can see an example of Steve's station donation, let's not forget to say how good we have it. And with a little bit, it might be small amounts or whatever, but every little bit helps, that we can contribute and share. Because all of us got something sitting around that's just sitting around and can be made use, somebody else can use it. So maybe think about that as we enter, like I said, the holiday season and the gift of Thanksgiving and of Christmas. Thank you.
Ron Block.
Thank you. Well, I too would like to thank East New Market Volunteer Fire Department for their hospitality this weekend. It's been great. I bring you greetings from the Anne Arundel County Volunteer Firefighters Association and President James Richmond. I'm excited about where the Anne Arundel County Association's headed. We got new leadership in the top 3 positions. They're not, no one's being recycled. And these young men bring ideas and energy and enthusiasm, and hopefully they'll take this association to through the next generation. I want to thank our AV and public address system crew, Richard and Chris, for all they do. And Frank, yeah, of course Frank, the Energizer money. Well, Frank's the leader.
Take your mic away from me right now.
He beat me with it, right? If you want to appreciate what they do, help them schlep some of this stuff out to the trailer when this meeting is over. It's a small piece of what they do, but it's indicative of all the work that they put in, dedication they put into making these meetings happen. We have a new station. They say we're breaking ground. They say this March. Fingers are crossed on that. It's been 4 or 5 years in the planning stage, and we're getting a new engine. Finally, made possible by the VCAF loan we got. Our new E1 engine will be delivered to Patriot. Hopefully before the end of the month, they can do the final tool mounting and stuff on it. And Randy Beavers and the chief and 2 other fellows just got back Friday night from inspecting it up at Buffalo, New York. She said, "You think it's cold here? You got to see up there." They were trying to use a deluge gun, but it kept icing up on them. But they had a good time and came back with a double thumbs up report on that. And now the fun part. This is my last meeting with the executive committee. I can't say enough. But I'm glad to appreciate Randy Beavers, who's the president of our fire department, has agreed to take my seat representing the Anne Arundel County volunteers to this committee. And I know you will be pleased with the work and dedication that she brings to this seat. I'm not saying goodbye. I'm saying we'll see you later. I'm going to stay involved in the committees that I'm involved in, the other committees. Hopefully they'll still have me. If I have to attend remotely, I'll do whatever I can. And when I get to Florida, I'll look to see how I can get involved in the fire service down there. So thank you all very much.
President Simpson has a presentation to make.
Ron, would you come up, please? It really, we're going to miss you. We are really going to miss you, Brother Ron. It's been great. We've served on the board here for many years. You've been a part of what I've done with the association for many years, and what the membership here certainly appreciates everything that you've given us. So just a token of our appreciation to you. Thank you very much. We wish you well in the future.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. Brother President.
Just call me Charlie. Okay. Thank you.
Again, thank all of you. Now, you got somebody to swear in, right?
Well, first, Bob Phillips has a comment he wants to make.
Yes.
No, after you finish.
I'm done.
Okay.
I just want to, I say excuse me, and I'm sorry. I forgot to mention 2 things. Number one, I want to say thank you to Mr. Phil Starkey for stepping in with VCAF. He's a busy person. He's very, very involved in the fire service, and he's a mainstay of the Talbot County operation over there. He does represent 3 different counties, so he's pretty busy out of his station. And I'd also like to say, and I didn't say this, but thank you to the Dorchester County Volunteer Firemen Association, Talbot County Fire Rescue Association. They sponsored the meet and greet that we had Friday night. I went to the 2 counties. They came together and put all that on. And between Phil and the associations, they took care of the ladies yesterday for lunch. I just wanted everybody to know they'd done that. Thank you very much.
At this time, we need to install the individual for Anne Arundel.
Randy Beavers, would you please
Please come forward. Past President Carey, if you would do the honors of swearing in.
Thank you.
Raise your right hand and repeat your name where I repeat mine. State your name where I repeat mine and repeat after me. I, Skip Carey,
I, Randy Beavers,
do hereby solemnly promise and swear
do hereby solemnly promise and swear
to uphold the Constitution,
to uphold the Constitution,
rules and regulations, and the bylaws of the Maryland State Firefighters Association.
and the bylaws of the Maryland State Firefighters Association.
I furthermore promise and swear
I furthermore promise and swear
to do my best
to do my best
to perform the duties of the office to which I have been appointed.
to perform the duties of the office to which I've been appointed,
And upon the completion of my term,
and upon the completion of my term,
I will turn over all properties of the association
I will turn over all properties of the association
to my duly appointed and sworn successor.
to my duly appointed and sworn successor.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Randy, could you come up here, please? To make it official, Randy
Oh.
Beavers.
Have a nameplate.
We'll have a holder shortly.
And it has an eye. It's an
And-
eye.
And a badge you're wearing on your cloak.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
At this time, I entertain a motion to adjourn. Second? Chaplain, will you send us? No, I'm not going to let them talk. I think they've spoken enough, don't you?
Amen.
Lee had.
Okay.
Lee had.
All right, gentlemen, go ahead. You got 2 minutes.
Lee's the new guy.
You got 2 minutes, Charlie. Talk, 2 minutes.
Hey, thank you all very much. Thank you, East Newmarket, Suffolk County. You did a great job. Thank you.
Lee, you got 2 minutes.
I'd just like to thank East Newmarket for their hospitality, and Chris, for all the things you do for this association. Thank you. Have a happy holiday season.
Vice President Bounce, go ahead.
Thank you. I made just a couple notes. First off, I want to thank everyone for all the hard work that was done this weekend. I think we got a lot accomplished, especially all the hard work done by all the partners and committees. I also want to thank East Newmarket Fire Company for their hospitality this weekend. And I just want everybody to know, she's gone now, but if you all remember the little lady that was helped set up for lunch and breakfast and all like that, her name is Jenna Trego. And she took me on a tour of the firehouse earlier this morning, and she showed me a note on their whiteboard. And it said, "Do not erase. Jenna Trego will be fire chief of this department." So I thought that was pretty good, but she had already left. No, I don't think so. Okay, but I would like to wish everyone a safe and happy holiday season and see you in Huntington. Oh, and the Christmas party, yeah. I'll see you at the Christmas party. Sorry.
Chaplain, go ahead.
Before we break, I wanted to fill everybody in. If you don't know what to do with your Christmas decorations when Christmas is over, you can always take your tree skirt and Skip will have them make a nice jacket for you. Please join me in prayer. Almighty God, we thank you for this weekend, Father. We thank you for the guidance and you have given this association. Father, we ask you to continue to watch after those responding on calls, protect them and guide them. Give us safe travels home today, Father, and most importantly, watch after our military folks separated from their families, serving around the world, ensuring our freedoms here at home. We ask this all in Jesus' name. Amen.